taste of spring weather. As Brian mentioned, mid to high 60s. We'll take that all day long. And now I have with me Leesa and her friend Steve Church, and they are with Body Shapes Medical. And I'm telling you, if you're thinking about weight loss, you've got to listen here because we've got some great stories. Leesa, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And are you going to make sure my heart's okay?
Certainly will.
I appreciate that. You know, Body Shapes Medical, that's something I do think is important, is medical supervision. You know, if you want to lose weight, we all want to lose a few pounds. Let's do it correctly. Let's do it safely. And you're all about that at Body Shapes Medical.
Absolutely. Our programs involve doctor-prescribed medication. We have accountability programs. The most important thing is getting the weight off and keeping the weight off. We just don't see clients for a month or two, get the weight off really quickly, and then not follow up with them. So I do want to point out the accountability programs are great, and our patients are with us long term.
All right, and it's handsome and very fit individual to Leesa's left, to your television right, is Steve Church. Now, Steve, I find it hard to believe you ever had an issue with weight, ever.
Well, just as recently as last Thanksgiving, just couldn't fit into clothing. I'm not ashamed to say I was 265 pounds. And, you know, I came to Leesa and I said, I want to do this at the first of the year. And then Thanksgiving was such a train wreck for me that I decided I wanted to step that up. And I started actually December 1st. And this morning I weighed in at 217.
Congratulations. You know, and I'm so happy to hear that you own that, because if I were you, I'd be very proud of that. It's an accomplishment. Obviously, you had some help from the folks at Body Shapes Medical.
Absolutely.
But, Leesa, tell me exactly what kind of regime did you have Steve on? I mean, when I hear that kind of weight loss, I am definitely interested.
Right. Steve was a candidate for our accelerated weight loss program, which is HCG. And he wanted to start at the first of the year, and then he realized he was going to be running the mini marathon this year, or this April. And so he decided to go ahead and get started December 1st. And since December 1st, he's been able to lose right at about 40 pounds. And he's told me each week that he's come in, oh my gosh, you know, I didn't think I was going to be able to train for this, but my knees feel better, my hips feel better, and now I'm able to be ready for that marathon.
You know, only someone who has experienced or has been overweight or currently overweight would really know how much wear and tear that takes on your joints, your knees, your hips. Steve, the difference now, I want to hear from you, if you don't mind, the difference in the way you feel now in comparison to the way you felt about Thanksgiving.
Well, it's exponential. Last Saturday I went out and I ran for the first time outside. Most of my training has been on the treadmill, but I went 6 miles, and I probably felt as good as I felt back in '09 when I actually ran the full marathon, you know, before I let myself go. But I really felt like I could go 4 more miles easily, and I stopped at 6 because I didn't want to overdo it.
Well, smart.
So you know, it's life changing. I mean, I'm wearing clothes that I never, you know, I couldn't fit into before, and you know, and they fit correctly.
Oh, congratulations to you. And you look absolutely fabulous. In fact, it's starting to scare me because I think he's going to steal my gig here. This guy is very good on camera, and you feel good. I can tell. It shows. You know, and it is something more than a physical thing, isn't it? You know, for folks, you may be wondering, why do I feel sluggish? Why? I think there's a confidence factor, and I would assume, Steve, and tell me if I'm wrong, it probably helps you in your work as well.
No question. More focused at work. I feel better about getting up and getting going in the morning. You know, one thing that I tell people all the time, and I have been telling a lot of people, because they notice. You know, they notice 40-plus pounds coming off of you. Don't wait. I mean, if there's a situation that you want to address it now. I can think of 1,000 reasons why I shouldn't have done it December 1. The holidays, New Year's Eve, all those things. But at the end of the day, going forward with it was the best decision I made, and it's helped my family life. It's helped everything. I just feel better.
It all snowballs, all that positive effect. All right, let's talk about the positive things that you are doing, Leesa. You know, you mentioned HCG.
Right. Let's
talk a little bit. Is it Exilus? I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly.
Exilus. That's just a wonderful complement to our weight loss. Basically, it's skin tightening and fat reduction from the neck down, and it's skin tightening on the face. So everybody's getting ready. We've been talking a lot about that weather because it's so nice out now, and everybody's just getting ready for that spring break and summertime. So now is a perfect time to start. The treatments are very easy. It's a radio frequency technology. Patients can come in on their lunch hour if they'd like to. They can be in and out with about an hour. And again, it targets those areas. Once you lose the weight, sometimes people are always going to have a little bit of a problem area. So it targets that specific area. It's not weight loss, but it can take an additional 2 to 4 inches off of, you know, like a fat pad that you might have. And it also can tighten the skin as well.
All right. I think it's important again, and I know we've said it, but to say it again, you know, you may need a little bit of help. We love that. But what's important to you at Body Shapes Medical, and Steve, I know you can vouch for this as well, is the fact that it is safe weight loss. Yes, you're going to get a little help. You might get there a little quicker. What's wrong with that? Accelerated fat loss. But medical supervision, once again, not only from people like yourself, you're very qualified. In fact, if you would, tell me, I want to make sure I get your degrees correctly. So you are?
Registered nurse,
right,
and with a BSN, and I've been a nurse for about 15 years, and my passion has always been weight loss. I've struggled with it my whole life. I have patients that always look at me and say, well, you don't have a weight problem. Well, that's because I figured it out for myself, and now I'm helping other people figure themselves out. Our care is individualized. That's what we really like to point out, too. The HCG does. It takes off the weight really, really quickly if you're a good candidate for it, but we also personalize it afterwards. There's a lot of programs out there where they offer HCG only, and that's great, and it does get the weight off. But the point is, we need to get you in and figure out how you're going to keep that weight off, and that's what we specialize in, getting the weight off, keeping the weight off, and making sure that we hold your hand along the way.
There you go. Holding you accountable as well. Making
Absolutely.
Sure that's right.
Yes.
All right. If you have any questions about weight loss, if you'd like to talk to Steve or the expertise of Leesa, give us a call now. Body Shapes Medical. You know the number, 571-5263. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens.